Welcome to the first installment of Entrepreneurship Chat. I thought a great idea for today's video is to just take you through the timeline of how Matheny Muscle opened. Starry-eyed Zach probably started looking for gyms a little too soon. I mean, it kind of prompted during COVID when all the gyms originally shut down. At this time, training with Zach was 2 years old roughly. So I had a good client base, right? And I was renting space here in downtown Columbus in the Short North area, if you're familiar. And, I was like out of a gym. So I was like, hey, this is, I guess, a good time to start looking. Real estate was definitely friendly at that time. And that's when the process started. And, over the next couple of years, I kind of fought these intuitions of like, well, you know what? I'm renting space. I have a great client base. I'm trying to build my online. Maybe renting is still the best place for me. And then fast forward a couple more years, in 2022, I tore my bicep, and that really was the big catalyst for wanting to open the gym sooner than later, and really, saying, hey, this can happen now. A lot of things that were holding me back for those 2 to 3 years between COVID happening and the bicep tear was just, limits I put on myself, honestly. And so from there, after the bicep tear, I started feeling good in January of 2023, and that's really when the process started again. And then I finally found 850 King Avenue in November of 2023. I still remember the day I was signing. It was, I sat there for 10 minutes, like really, really nervous, right? It's a 3-year lease here at Matheny Muscle, and the first iteration of my brick and mortar. So we signed it and got things moving. I should backtrack a little bit though. The process really started in April of 2023, and that's when I reached out to Columbus State Community College. They have this awesome service here where you can work. I was a small business and I was already established. I had training with Zach. I was renting space, right? So I was able to link up with one of the business professors there, and basically once a month, every couple weeks maybe, we would meet. We would talk. He'd help me develop my business plan and kind of just be realistic by, kind of honing in on, I was trying to get a small business loan. That was the whole point of writing the proper small business plan. And I went to school for finance and economics, so I had some background in this, but the biggest thing I took away from that is you have to really believe in yourself when you're writing the business plan. And what I mean is like showing each year, especially what a bank wants to see when you're trying to ask for money, is exponential growth, right? So it was really just like learning how to forecast properly was one of the biggest things I learned, and that my business mentor at Columbus State helped me with and helped me prepare for a small business loan. So from there, I started looking at the amounts I could get, which is kind of crazy how much you could ask for. But now we're thinking, now this is summertime of 2023, rates are pretty high. So I was like trying to get the smallest loan I could make work. So through the SBA, I acquired a $50,000 small business loan. And I think in another great video, I'd love to take you down through kind of what I prepared for equipment. I would love to show you like exactly what this cost, but most of that money was used for initial startup costs for the gym, right? Like gyms have a lot of overhead costs. It's a lot of initial costs in the beginning. So I knew, hey, if we can get to, this point with equipment for under this much, like I already have a client base. I was bringing on Jake and Noah. Luckily they got busy pretty quick and started covering our costs. So the small business loan, is it's a variable rate. So I'm really hoping the rates start to drop here because it is high. And something I forecasted for, we make monthly payments back on that and hopefully have that down. And I think the long-term goal is once that's paid off, starting to look into expanding even more. I love this area too, so I'd love to keep it close. So, I'm starting to think, maybe a membership style gym might be in the cards for us, but definitely not getting it too big. I don't want a much bigger space than this. Still keep it private. So that's in the next 2 to 3 years in the works. I think another entrepreneurship chat, we can talk about that. So we fast forward now, lease is signed in November. I get the keys like December 1, more or less. I'm still training clients for about half of December at the warehouse gym where I last rented space. Great gym there. The owner's name is James. Really great guy. I know some of my clients watching this have probably been there with me, but he let me stay through December, and he knew I was setting this up, and he was a great guy through it. So end of December, I started training clients here, and then January 1, we officially open. Jake and Noah start taking clients then too, and now we're beginning of September here, and we're growing every month, and I couldn't be happier. So this is the first entrepreneurship chat. This kind of just gives the overview of where the gym was at and where we're going too. So definitely expanding more online these next 2 years while we're just focused here, but I could definitely see us expanding outward here at Matheny Muscle. So I appreciate you watching this video, and have more entrepreneurship chats coming soon.